I want to talk to you today about letting a man in when nobody's home. I know you're thinking, wondering, what does that mean? How in the world, if I'm not home, I'm not going to let anybody in? But contrary to that point, I want you to think about it as your prior relationships, the things that you've been through. Many times we let people in our lives and they just take full run of the house of our souls. And what they end up doing is pushing us out. And once we are pushed out of our own houses, we forget who we are. We forget the things that make us happy. We just let them have full run of the house. When I have people in my house that I don't know that well, or I'm guarded, there's a reason why I feel guarded. I keep my certain doors closed so that way, if they're walking past, they don't get to see into my personal life. Many of us have allowed people to have full run of our house, and what they've done is they've actually come in and made a mess of things. You ever heard somebody where people have moved in somebody's house and they've almost pushed them out of their own house and they don't even feel comfortable in their own house? And that's what's happened to you in some of these past relationships that you've been in. Slowly but surely, each person that you've been with, they've come in, they've had full run of the house, and they've actually pushed you out. So you're at a place where you're empty, you're no longer home, you no longer don't want to be there, and you're missing a lot of who you are. And that is going to cause problems for you down the road in terms of trying to be in happy and future relationships. Believe me when I tell you, I remember when we were younger, we used to sneak our girlfriends, boyfriends, what have you, in the house when our parents weren't home. Why did we do that? One, because we wanted to do whatever it was we wanted to do. Two, our parents were the guardians. They're the ones that sort of looked out and sort of monitor things. When nobody's home to monitor things, you can do whatever you want to do. And but we've allowed the enemy to allow people to come to our homes, and they've actually moved us and pushed us out. We need to realize too, when in terms of the thief come into your house, they prefer to come in when nobody's home. So that way they have full run of the house. That way no one is there to stop them. They don't have to worry about, if there's no alarms, they can just get in there and take their time for the most part and do what they have to do. They prefer that no one is home. And we know that the thief comes to steal, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And the enemy is very crafty. The enemy knows that you have a ministry. And what the enemy wants to do is allow certain people to come in and to empty our lives. And so it's time to discover who you are. It's time to take possession back of your house, of your home, your soul. It's time for you to get some things together. Figure out who you are. Again, figure out the things that make you happy, the things that you like to do. Again, your happiness cannot be dependent upon another person. You've got to figure out how to be happy on your own. It's time to take possession. Again, when you've allowed all these things to happen with other people and prior to other people have come into your life, you've gotten to the point where you're empty, and now you're making another mistake of letting a man in your house when nobody's home. You're letting this man in your house, and again, the emptier it is, in terms of you not being there and being, in terms of you being over your possessions and watching over your possessions, this person just takes over. They're the ones, they set all the ground rules. They tell you what you're going to do. They're going to tell you what makes you happy, and you won't feel like you have anything to contribute to the relationship. When you are in this place, you are not ready for another relationship. Don't let someone in your life when nobody is home, where you can't guard anything. You have to really take a look at this and figure out where you're at. Say, is my house filled? Is it on point? Is it clean? Am I ready? If you're not ready, especially because of past relationships, that means you trying to let somebody in, you're trying to let them in when nobody's home. And that's never cool. You need to actually work on that. All right. Bless you.